Alright guys, I'm going to show you how to fix a rod eye, or an eye on a rod. So I got one that broke. It was supposed to be here. I've already taken it off and cleaned everything up. So this is one reason why if I have a rod that's non-returnable or anything of that nature, when it breaks, I keep them so I can steal eyes off of them. So first thing we got to do is we got to get an eye to stick to it. So what I'm going to do is super glue. Now, let me preface all of this by saying, no, this is not the right way to do it, probably. Is this the way I'm going to continue to do it? Yep. I know that there's going to be master rod builders that tell me I'm an idiot. You shouldn't do it that way. That's wrong, blah, 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 blah. Well, it's the way I've done it for years, and I've got rod eyes that are still stuck on rods from 6 years ago. So I'm going to keep doing it that way. So if you guys want to follow along, it's easy to do at home, and it's pretty much free. So first thing I'm going to do is put a little glue right here. And then I'm going to stick my eye off my other rod on there. And it's going to look goofy because this eye sticks out more than others because it's bigger than others. So I'd at least like it to be in line. So it's in line. That's perfect. And it's on there. Now, the little rig that I've got is just a tiny little spinning reel. It's got 10-pound braid on it. And then I've got it screwed to my workbench, and I use it to keep tension on whatever I'm working on so that I can wrap it nice and tight. Now, I don't know if you're supposed to start on this side of the eye, or that side of the eye, or what you're supposed to do. Again, just going to show you the way that I do it, the way I've been doing it, the way I'm going to keep doing it. So let's get into it. I also like using the little reel because you can play around with the drag to see exactly how much drag feels good and makes it stack up real nice and everything like that. And if I seem awkward and doing around, it's because I'm trying to video all this garbage. All right. All right, so now I've got it started good. It's starting to pull tight. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave this tag end out, and I'm gonna wrap down on it over itself to make it hold. And if I start to see gaps in there, I'm just gonna go in with my fingernail and push the line up. So I'm gonna try and start holding it more that way of where the line's coming up, so it helps pull tight kind of against it. But not so far that it wants to go over itself like it's doing right now. Get myself, just tighten the drag up a little bit, put a little more pressure on it. Now I'm actually going to go ahead and trim that tag end off. Now once I've got it down where I want it, I'm going to take a scrap piece of string or braid or anything, and I'm going to make a loop with it, and it's going to go up under that line like so, and I'm going to give it 3 or 4 more wraps. And then what's going to happen, I'm going to put my thumb or my finger right here to keep the line tight. I'm cutting it down low, so now that I've got a tag end right here, tag end's going to go through the loop, and then I'm going to pull this, and it's going to pull that line back through itself, And that's going to be all good and tight right there. Cut the tag end off. Now I can get down here away from my bow vise so we can see it. So as you see, that's a fairly tight wrap. Yeah, there's some little gaps in there and everything like that, but that's not, the string's not what holds it on for the most part. It's gonna be the glue. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put a bunch of glue on here, super glue. Regular old super glue, not gel, just liquid. Dab some on there, and then just start spinning and dabbing. Not too much because you'll get a drip, but enough to cover pretty well all the threads. So right now I'm not squeezing more glue out, except for where I see a kind of a, you want it all shimmery in my experience. Again, this isn't right. Don't tell me it's not right. I don't care. So it looks like it could use a little on that end right there, or at least spread it out more. That looks pretty good. Again, like I said, there's some little gaps in there, but I'm not trying to win a beauty contest. I'm trying to make sure that the eye is stuck on the pole, and I promise you, it is. So I'm gonna let that dry for 20, 25, 30 minutes. It'll be ready to rock. I've wrapped them by hand before. My little contraption I got down here works pretty good. In my opinion, it works better than hand wrapping for sure. I've hand wrapped some on the boat before, super glued it, let it sit for 30 minutes and went back to using it, and those rods are still sitting up here and still being used. So if you want to give that a shot, go for it. That's an easy way to save some money, and you don't lose a rod, because rods are expensive, and the rods I've got, I like them, so I want to try and keep them. So that's how I replace an eye on a rod. So maybe I taught you guys something you can do at home, fix them at home. You can order rod kits or eye kits, guides on mudhole.com. I've had buddies give me their rods that the eyes were ate up on it, and they wanted a whole brand new line and eyes put on there. This is the way I do it. Yeah, the epoxy is supposed to be better. It won't break down. I've heard that super glue breaks down the rod blanks and everything like that. So if you like it and you want to use it, use it. If you don't, don't. But this is the easiest way I found, and like I said, they last. So I'm gonna keep doing it. Thanks, guys.